This week's video, we're adding the creature comforts to the old school bus.
That's right. Welcome back to the Hardcore Fab channel. This week we are back on our schoolie build with a big battery from Vatrer that's going to help power this thing.
And we've got a new 12-volt rooftop system that is going to give us some AC from OutEquip. I
am super excited to finally have some air conditioner in that bus while we're working on it. Let's get started. Okay.
So with any of our installs, it can't be as simple as just bolting something on because, you know, that's not how we roll. So the first step of this, what we're going to actually do is we need to get a hole cut in the roof for the AC to drop down through. And before we can really do that even, we want to go ahead and try to seal the roof up. So after talking to OutEquip, they recommended a few things for us to help with the old schooly body here to make it a little bit better for, you know, being out and about. Like for instance, adding insulation in spots, and also one of the other things they recommended was to maybe paint the roof of it white. Well, we don't want to do the whole entire roof white, but we can definitely do probably 80% of it white. And I think we'll put down some of that stuff that you put on the roof to help seal the roofs up and everything. It's not leaking now, but it does have a whole bunch of seams up there where Julie's sitting that we could definitely put some of that on and maybe save us a problem later on down the line. So that's where we're going to start off this thing at, and Julie's already up there ready to start taping off where we're going. So
yeah, then we'll go ahead and sand it, clean it, and get it ready to paint it white.
Well, Julie's got the roof looking pretty good, so I guess I'm up next to try to put some of this, I don't know, what you want to call it, marshmallow mix? Because that's
rolling down the side. You do realize that, don't you?
It reminds me of like that marshmallow stuff for cooking. It's not like paint in any way, shape, or form.
We don't know if it's supposed to be thinner than that, and this is just a bad batch, or whether just because it is 100% acrylic, it's just thicker, because we are not professional roofers.
We are definitely out of our element on this particular subject, so yeah. But I'm sure it's fine. What could go wrong, right?
Well, the main thing is we're just putting white on a roof that no one will see, right?
Right. We are on a scissor lift, but part of the course, it's not working correctly.
It's not lifting.
So I'm going to have to cheat, and hopefully I can reach the other side.
And I have a really nice painter's pole, and it's at the house. The white will reflect nicely and help keep the bus cooler, right?
That's the goal.
That's the theory.
That's the theory, and that's the goal.
That's the method to our madness. So
I can almost reach the other side. We're going to have to do a little bit on the other side with the roller, but it's not too bad.
A big stick at that point. So you need me to load it so you can stand still?
Yeah, you might have to.
So I'm going to have to quit. But you guys get the idea. This is what we're going to be doing over the entire thing.
Check me for just a second. They can see exactly how big an area we're actually going to get the paint up here. So we did it from the ground where you wouldn't really be able to see it, but as you can see with a tape line there, and there's another tape line like way over there, we're pretty well doing the majority of the roof. It's just that with this roll right here, unless you're like way back or way high up, you're not gonna see that it's actually been done. So it's not really gonna mess up our theme or anything, what we got going on here. And it's not really even gonna change the whole look of the bus. It just should hopefully make it more efficient.
So 2 coats?
Second coat almost done, and it's not looking too bad. I'm gonna have to go over on the other side and touch it up a little bit with the ladder over there, but not. I got almost all of it right here from this side. And I do think is actually a good idea to do this beyond just the whole efficiency thing of it. Is in between some of these panels here, there was just a little bit of an air gap that I could see that we have now actually filled in with this stuff. So I'm sure there was probably some kind of sealant between them from the factory or whatever, but who knows if that stuff's still there and if it's any good or not. But we definitely have now sealed that back up. So that's a good thing, I think.
No leak.
It wasn't leaking before, but should just ensure now that we hopefully don't have any problems.
Spray foam closed cell insulation. Or
Yep.
open cell. Although somebody on one of the Reddit RV groups, schoolie groups or whatever, said that they destroyed their schoolie and it was now set to go to the trash heap because they did spray foam insulation in it, and the air quality inside the bus now doesn't pass.
Really?
Yeah. They
Doesn't
said
pass what?
the safety of the whatever. I'm guessing they were in California.
Because of the fumes off of the insulation?
Off of the insulation.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting because it's such a closed-in space. They said they did it too good, and the smell is toxic and high cancer risk, so they can't live in it, and they don't know what else to do, so they're just gonna scrap it and start over. And was putting it out there as a warning to others to be careful about that. And somebody said, well, it's worth having a professional do it because apparently you probably had your mix wrong or you did it wrong or something, because others are saying, well, we did it with ours and you didn't have a problem.
Did you test it?
Right? Exactly. So it's something to think about.
Anyway, since while Julie was doing some stuff up there, I came in here and pulled this panel off, and you can see now what it looks like on the inside of the bus. And you can see all this.
Sticky? No.
No.
Kind of.
And you see how much insulation is in there. There was one little strip that was just
That didn't
up
even
there.
come to the edges.
And I don't even know why it's still up there. It's just kind of hanging.
No, yeah, they glued it.
I guess you can pull it down if you want to pull it down. Voila. So yeah, that
That's perfectly reusable.
wasn't even 2 inches thick, I don't think.
And not all the way, I don't know how that was providing any insulation value whatsoever, the way it was.
Next to nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so they've got this, between everywhere there's a seam is
Already.
over-engineered, really well-made.
We'll come back to you guys here in a minute after the train leaves.
All right, the train is gone. So where were we? Getting these panels down is a major thing. They're really stuck up there. And the fact that there's these bars between each one means that there's no just running wire easy, which is why they had the wire running inside that rail and then going up inside each one of these.
Which for now, just for the time crunch factor, we might end up doing that same thing.
Yeah, we might have to just to run lights. I wanted to pull all of these down and put new insulation up all the way, but I'm getting really scared. We've got 25 days before we have to be somewhere, so. There is
24 days.
24 days.
And it's 6 o'clock now.
Yeah.
On this day.
Anyway, this metal right in the middle. However, it's thinner here. I don't know what size it is on this side, but we're gonna have to take it out for our OutEquip AC unit. Just this one. There's still a metal support here and here, so I think that's overkill. We're not doing luau's on the roof.
And if there's an AC unit there, nobody's gonna be able to walk there or anything. So
anyway, yeah, right. And the AC unit isn't so heavy that that's gonna cave in the roof right there.
no, it's not bad.
Especially not with this and this still supporting. So I don't think it's gonna hurt us any, but we are gonna put the AC unit here. We seem to think that this one unit is awesome, so it should be all we need for this little space, but that will give us room to put in a second one if we should decide that one isn't enough, but I really think one's going to be enough. Also, we'll be able to push it towards us while we're driving and change the vent and push it back to the back when we're sleeping, so that'll be nice, almost centrally located for that. I'm actually looking at putting a wall towards the back anyway. So
that's what I was gonna say. Walk back there and show them. There's
we're right here. We're gonna do a wall, and so that our generator and our extra stuff will be in.
I thought it was farther forward than that.
Well, the bed comes out 5 foot.
So, anyways, right
it's in here somewhere. There's going to be a wall, and then all of that will be storage. There'll be a door, and then storage. And that's also where the bathroom is going to be in the corner. I don't remember what side right now, but anywho, that's what we're looking at. Bathroom might get a little stuffy, but it's not like you're going to be camping in there. That's what we're looking at doing. We gotta.
Well, let's go check out the unit a little bit and have a little better idea of what we're working with.
Sure.
So this is our unit that's actually going to go on the roof. It's a 12 volt unit, which I said earlier, which is kind of unique. It's a fairly new concept to have 12 volt AC systems like this to go on the roof. So not a lot of info out there about them, so that's why we're kind of up in the air on, you know, how well is it going to do and all that kind of stuff. But near as we can tell, it seems like it's probably going to be fairly decent other than our insulation factor, which you guys just seen. But let me flip it over here.
Fix that.
We are going to try to fix the insulation, but we might not before this trip.
Right.
So your typical RV style or camper style AC unit has a 14 by 14 little square that gets cut in there, and then your AC unit drops down into there. This is all the wire to actually run this thing. And this one has got, I looked it up there, I think it's a 9 by 14. And so it's a smaller footprint there that we'll actually have to cut in the roof, so that's kind of nice. And then, so this is the compressor obviously, and then you got the condenser and the other core in there. And this looks kind of like what you normally see on a car, but it's actually got a 12 volt motor in it. So that's pretty cool. They're also, I don't think OutEquip is doing it, but there's also other companies that are doing aftermarket systems to actually go on your car that are 12 volt too. So I'm really curious to play with some of that stuff, and this will be kind of an intro to that stuff as well for maybe some of our other projects. So that's kind of fun. But I think our first step here is going to be to go up there and actually get us a hole cut to be able to drop this little piece here into, and then we'll start setting our foam and whatnot to be able to get this thing sealed up. So time to start cutting, and I hear another train coming, so perfect time to cut the video.
All right, so we're up here, trains are passed.
I got a square marked out on the roof here.
Yeah, which you can't even see.
Yeah, there's one.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Anyway,
so, ready to cut it?
They tell you, give you dimensions to cut a little bit bigger so that you can adjust it for square.
Well, they gave the dimensions was 14 by 9, but I made it 14 and a half by 9 and a half just to give myself a little bit more room to get it down in there.
But I thought you said the instructions also said that.
Yeah, they said it can be like up to like 15 something and 16 something, so.
Yeah, so that you can adjust and then not have it fall through. Anywho, it's hard to put square on a round roof. I got it up there though.
You ready?
I'm ready, here goes nothing, putting a hole in my roof.
You scared?
It's forever gonna leak.
I'm not scared. It's just metal. But you're gonna be right in the line of fire when I start cutting.
All right.
You're not gonna want to stand there.
I'm not gonna want to stand here. Oh, it's going to fall. No. Just kidding.
It's not a very big escape hatch. Might be able to get my head through it. That's about it. So we're ready to go ahead and get the gasket on here. I'm looking through the information they give you. They do have some pretty decent pictures in here and stuff and all of that, like Julie was saying. Instructions are pretty good. So the only thing about this is this is kind of a unit that's designed more for like a van style or whatever. Not too many people doing stuff with, 1957 buses, of course. And the roof on the bus has got such a arch in it that I'm gonna have to probably do this a little different than what they're suggesting here in the directions. So first of all, they got this rubber that comes with it here that you can kind of cut to fit and make it your own to be able to work with whatever size hole you end up cutting. And it has these little dowel pin things in here. And these are hard plastic, so they don't really compress. And that's what's gonna keep your gasket from getting all deformed and everything, and actually also help you kind of tighten this unit up and make sure that everything's kind of secure at that point. But with the arch that's in my bus, and since this is like a perfectly flat plane, of course, on the bottom of this, I'm not gonna be able to use all of those. I'm gonna be able to use them on like the edge. So I can't use the ones in the middle because we're gonna have to have a pretty good, bow in our gasket right here to be able to make that fill up for the, amount of curvature that we have in the roof. So that's gonna be a little different than the way that they're suggesting that you do it in here on my bus, in my situation anyways. And then they also have these little hard rubber blocks for going back here in the back. And I was looking at them, and they've got them in here. They've got them in here and kind of sit across like this to help support the weight of the back of the unit so that, you're not putting all that stress up there on that front part. This is actually gonna help support this back part. But again, these are like super hard. Whereas like this stuff here is, actually got some give to it. So these are super hard for supporting the weight of this back here, but I can't use them like this because if I do that, then they won't match the arch of the bus. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably turn them sideways and try to line them up with the dowels because they are the same thickness as the dowel. So I'm gonna try to line those up with the dowels and the gasket up there on the sides. And if I do that, then it should give me the ability to let the center of it have the arch in there and compress this foam and then also still support the ends of it out here. So that's my plan and my way of attacking this. And then if you guys are doing it, you might have to do something like that if you're doing an old bus, but if you're doing it with a van or something along that lines, you might have ribs in the roof or something. You might have to cut some of this to be able to maybe fit around the ribs to be able to get it to fit securely or whatever. But, you know, it's just kind of one of those things when you're doing an install with everything being totally different. The company that sells stuff like this cannot make it fit every single unit because there's just way too many. They have to do it a lot more universal, and you kind of just got to work around some problems every once in a while. Okay, so I didn't show you guys this particular part of it too awful much. Let me just kind of hit the quick and dirty for you. There's 4 studs. There's they give you 2 different lengths of studs that you can screw into the unit itself. And then there's a couple of brackets that hang down here. And I didn't go over this too much because none of this really works very good with a 1957 school bus. So
I gotta hand it to them though. They have thought of a lot of different scenarios and brought in lots of different options for things.
Yes.
But just not for our particular option.
Probably because there's only like me and 3 other people that are dumb enough to be messing with this on a bus. Not thousands of people like have RVs and normal things. Anyways, we can't use the bracketry the way that they've designed it. It just doesn't really work too well. So we've kind of rearranged it and reworked it and using it incorrectly, but correctly for our application. And that does not allow us to put the trim piece that they gave us up there with it right now. So we're gonna have to make some kind of little adapter thing to go in here and go around there. So just to skip ahead, keep going forward, and actually maybe try to turn this thing on and get some AC in here because I'm like dying because it's hot as heck in here. I think what we're gonna do is go ahead, plug the wires in to the face of it, and go ahead and just screw this up here, and then we'll worry about a trim piece and stuff to go around that later. It potentially might not even happen before rat stock because we've got so much left to do and so little time left to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
It's such a pretty trim piece, but no matter how we configure,
I'll show you the trim piece real quick.
Yeah. And it's got a troubleshooting guide and operation instructions and all that kind of stuff on it. And
so it does have a trim piece that will go up there, something like that, and almost works, and almost actually even works with the contour of the bus, except for we just don't really have a good way to attach it up there. So, and it's actually the way that we've got the brackets up there doesn't put this trim piece in the right position either. It actually needs to come down, needs to go back like this a little bit to be able to really kind of be in the spot that it's supposed to be in. So like I said, we're going to leave that off for now. We'll see if there's some way that we can't modify that, later on if we've got a little bit more time, or we'll just make something new from scratch and go from there. So yeah, so I'm going to plug this thing in. First of all, that big fat heavy wire that you guys seen to begin with, we went ahead and strung that through here, and it's behind this panel, and that is what this piece is right here that's coming out of that wall. I've still got to drill 1 hole in this panel, feed that all through, get the last of the few screws in there, but I just wanted to kind of make sure that we're on the right track here before I totally buttoned up all of this, because it's not easy to get these pieces up and down and all that. So, but the rest of this is just a bunch of little plug-ins that are all stuffed up in here. And they pretty well just only go in one spot. I'm pretty sure the plugs all look different.
It said in the instructions that they're keyed, and so there is only one way that they will go. And
Should I undo this zip tie?
yeah, well, I don't even know if you have to.
No, I don't know if they spread out far enough otherwise. I think I'm going to have to.
They're all pretty close, plug-ins, but okay.
I have cutters right there. Hold that.
And again, the instructions have been fairly well idiot-proof, very easy to read. Company seems pretty dedicated to home improvement, DIY AC installation.
All right, let's see if I can figure this out without even looking at it yet. Julie's looked at this, but I haven't, so...
Well, right now what you have is the fuse in your hand. That doesn't plug into anything.
That doesn't plug into nothing.
I can tell you that right now.
That one don't plug into there. That one don't plug into there.
You sure you don't want to, like, at least have a looky-loo at the instructions?
Instructions are for girls. Although some girl hands to fit in this little tiny spot right here might not have been bad. I should have had you do this.
Yeah, probably.
Little tiny plugs, little tiny space.
So you're not going to run them through that zip tie so that they're all together and hanging off of that thing on the face? It's on the other side at this point.
I can. Should I?
I don't know that it matters. Especially since we're going to be taking it down to come up with some other thing at some point.
Okay. Okay, so got those plugged in. Now in the face of this, there is 4 screws that just go into here, and it's going to take me a second to do all that. So why don't we just come back to this being screwed in here in just a second. It's going to look like this.
All right, well, now that we've got the OutEquip air conditioner mounted on the roof, Anthony even got the skins back on. I got some insulation in there. Anthony cut the hole for the power to run through. So now all we need is the power hooked up to something so we can see if it works. And it is a 12 volt, so it is designed where you can hook it up to your car battery and run it that way. But Vatrer was nice enough to send us this whopping monster 460 amp hour battery. This thing, it comes with nice easy handles for carrying it around, and it's a dang good thing because it weighs like 120 pounds. But this thing they feel will be enough to run that air conditioner for us, so we won't have to be dragging on our car battery, which I think is awesome. It does replace your lead acid battery with lithium. It is a LiFePO 4, which is lithium iron phosphate battery. This one is self-heating, so it even in cold conditions, it's going to work for you. And it is a 12.8 volt, battery. It will run up to 12.5 volts, even at 90% discharge. So the thing is still going, even as it gets low on battery power, it's still going to be able to run all your appliances that you have hooked up to it. And then they were nice enough to send us a charger as well. This thing does have Bluetooth technology where you can put an app on your phone, and it will tell you how your battery is doing. And I just opened it, so I've got to refresh. Turn on the Bluetooth. There we go. And right out of the box, we put this thing down here. It's at 48% charge, so it will charge more, obviously, once we get it charged, but we're hoping that 48% should be enough to at least find out if this air conditioner even works now that we got it up there. So very grateful for Vatrer for sending us this battery. It is designed to work in line where you can have several batteries in one row, but they felt like this one would be enough to run this air conditioner. So let's hook it up and find out if it will. So now underneath you is the remote for that.
Is that batteries?
Yep. It didn't ship with batteries, but it takes double A's and I put it on there. So anyway, moment of truth. Let's see. Nothing. I don't know if you have to actually turn it on at the thing first in order for it to set. Also, oh, did I turn this battery on?
Hey, why don't you turn the battery on? I bet it'll work better.
I bet it would.
There's an on button over here on the end.
Let's have a little on button. There we go.
Hey.
Look at that.
Then we also had a beep up here, so let you try your remote. It works now.
It's on, so it just isn't. I need to set the temperature down. There we go. Look at there.
That's 77. How low will it go?
There's a red light on there, and I don't know what that means. Is it going?
Yeah.
I hear that it's super quiet. Oh my gosh, I love how quiet that is. It's just taking it a minute to spool up the fans.
Yeah, it doesn't just instantly start blasting. It kind of ramps into its power band, I think.
Because it has a soft start built in with it. A lot of these air conditioner units don't have a soft start, so that it will immediately really pull real hard on your batteries. But the OutEquip comes with a built-in soft start, so it will slowly ramp up, so it won't do that big boom draw down where all your other appliances and everything hooked into your system come down because the AC kicked on. So I love that feature of OutEquip.
Oh, the vents aren't open either.
Nope, they're not. Oh, look at that. It's blowing.
Yeah. Turn it on full blast and cold as it'll go.
Trying. I'm waiting to see if it's already there. It's still.
It's definitely not as cold as it'll go because it's only at 77.
No, that's the reading the temperature in here, I think.
Oh.
Because it's set at 18 Celsius. I have to change this over to Fahrenheit. That's slower now.
I do that again. A little button came on. Push the button again.
It's still ramping up.
It's alright. Push it one more time. Push it one more time. Well, it might be it. It might have one more left in it.
Oh, you're looking at here.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's max.
That's max with the vents blowing directly at the phone. So you guys should be like hearing all kinds of craziness. Probably hear Connor grinding in the background.
Yeah,
I bet you don't even hear the air conditioner.
No.
Because I can barely hear the air conditioner myself.
No.
64, 62.
Fan only, that's AC. There's a, ooh. I just heard it like really go
Yeah.
on the roof for a second. Man, I love how quiet this is. I'm gonna actually be able to sleep with this running. Ooh, yeah, feel that.
Yeah, that feels good. I can feel it from here.
I'm gonna move my desk from my office in here. This is gonna become my new office. In case you didn't know, my office doesn't have air conditioning. There's a, oh, there's the light.
Oh. Well, we don't even need to put lights in here then.
And it has a timer, it's got just fan, it's got an eco setting, so you can put on eco. It's got a turbo setting, I don't know what that does.
Well, it really ramps it up. Now, that feels really good. And you turned off the screen.
Oh, that's probably what eco did.
No.
Maybe.
Turn the lights
Oh no, that's LED. I I did not read the instructions on how to work the remote. I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit. We're figuring it out, folks. At the same time, in real time with you guys, we're figuring this out. But it's definitely cold. And
What's that doing to our battery?
And it's still kicking it.
Let's leave it on for...
It's got 20 amps as its current. Its power is negative 273 watts, so it feels it.
And that's on full blast, though.
Yes.
Let's leave it on for just a little while and see, let's time it and see how long it takes. What time is it now on your phone? It is...
It's 10:50.
10:50. So we'll give it 10 minutes. See what it does.
And see.
Should we close the windows on the bus?
And close the doors.
And the doors?
Find out how much that one little strip of insulation is doing for us. I'm super excited, guys. This is feeling like we're gonna have something going on now. All right, well, we got busy in the office, sidetracked, so we actually have come back in now 40 minutes since we first turned this on, and I'm trying to get the app turned back up. Okay, the app is on. We're now at 43% battery, and we really had everything on this AC, on turbo, max cool, everything. So it does have, we've turned it down a little now, but it's plenty cold in here. We've got it set at 63. It's not 63 in here, but it's nice in here. I'm really impressed with, yeah, we're like, he's right there at it, and you can barely hear this fan.
I'm like a foot away with the phone, and normally that would just like totally mess up the video. I'm sure it's not too bad right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And there is an eco button, so if we put it on eco, not turbo fine, not 63 where it's going to be on constantly, I'm sure the drain on that battery would be very minimal. I'm very impressed with how...
Still not bad.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with how both are doing.
Yes.
Yeah, this is...
What's the temperature in the battery? Because we had the temperature of that earlier.
Yeah. The battery's core temperature now is 83.7 degrees Fahrenheit.
What was it before?
I don't remember.
81 or something?
Something like that.
So...
Well, it was 76 when we first brought it up here, but that's because it wasn't even on yet, so it was just the temperature it was in our office.
No, it was 76 up here.
There too.
No, it was 80 something down there. We'll go back and look at the video.
Look at the video, but I'm pretty sure I was talking about it being that temperature, and that's what temperature it was in the place.
Okay.
But now we've turned it on, and so now it's running, so now it's 83.8. So.
Anyways, that's a win.
Win. So happy. Oh, and Vatrer knows its people, because they said another win. All kinds of stickers.
Tons of stickers. That's cool.
So that's fun. Well, I think that's going to do it for us on this video. If you're interested in your own OutEquip or your own Vatrer battery, we're going to put links to both of these products in our description below. If you're interested to know about the bus build, if you've already been following it, you know last video we were having trouble getting it started. It is running now. More on that will come in next week's video, so please stay tuned for that. And I'm going to put some links here for previous videos. If you're new to the channel and want to see how this bus build is going, please check those out. If you like this content, please subscribe. And otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
See you guys next Wednesday.
Buses are rocking, don't come knocking.
Too hot for that.
It is. It's hot in here.